Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your girl, Marilyn Monroe, the Culture Conversationalist, and you are here tonight. Joining me, I have the super exclusive interview, conversation, I should say, with my brother. He's raised as a rapper, singer, songwriter, actor. Go figure. He's from PG County, Maryland. Recently signed a major record label deal with Bone Thugs and Harmony Records this August, and it's gonna be amazing. He's putting Maryland on the map. So it's my brother, no other than the one, the only K Quick. I know y'all here for him, so let me just bring him on stage.
Yeah, yeah. What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
I knew you was gonna wear red and black, so I decided to wear red and black.
Hey, my dog.
Yes. Yes, thank you so much, bro. Like you always really look out. And even before the signing of the deal, you've always been a superstar and celebrity in, just not even locally, but globally. And you
Mhm.
always make certain that you loop back and check on your big sister. And I really appreciate that.
Hey, I never forget one thing that I know is especially navigating through the entertainment industry is when you run across some real ones, those are the ones you got to keep close to you. And I never forget the ones who showed me the most support before I got to where I am. I remember the ones who invested in the stock when it was low.
I know
So
that's right.
when it grows and the stock gets high, those ones that invested before they stay right there with me. I never forget those. So and you one of them. So
You're a real one. You always have been, and you always have been successfully with your music, beats, bars, faith. You're actor.
I do that a little bit.
Right. But again,
Yeah, I
you're
do.
here to have this conversation with me, and this conversation entails the journey, the music, and what's next of K Quick.
Indeed.
Indeed.
So yeah,
Indeed. So
you
we're
said
gonna
you.
start with the past. We're gonna kind of go to the past of K Quick, before the music industry, before you even selecting the name K Quick.
Mm,
Um, Tell us who Keon is.
person that well, Keon is just somebody who always tried his best, tried to always find his own lane, or well, I'll take that back. He ended up finding his own lane, but he always tried to figure out what lane he belonged in, and sometimes that journey led to his own detriment because
Mm.
it took him a long time to figure out that he didn't belong in any lane. That he had to create another lane and trying to appease these other lanes in order to fit somewhere was was to his own detriment and
Yeah.
negatively. So
Yeah.
for one, like I said, Keon is a quiet person, introverted person, but also tries to be the nicest person you can come across. So
That's who Keon is.
hmm
Keon is humble. Keon is kind. I think the foundation of you and who you are obviously um, help establish the K Quick that we know.
hmm
Um, because, even with K Quick, you're still obviously Keon at the end of the day. And all of those great foundation pieces that your parents as well as you have to learn for yourself, it
hmm
stands out. Like you are unmatched. You're like you're such an amazing person. Like you're dope and amazing at the same time.
Yeah.
Like that's what's
Well,
up.
thank you. I
I
appreciate that.
appreciate that. I appreciate that as your big sister. So I thank you so much for always staying true to who you are and identifying that you don't have to find a lane that exists. You can
hmm
create a lane that suits you, and you have.
I
Look
tried.
at
Hey, I tried my best. I'm only following the trail. No pun intended.
no pun intended. So
Oh,
again, about the past. So what are some of the like hobbies growing up before identifying with music? What are some of the hobbies that Keon would find himself um being in love with?
I aside from music, I was a huge professional wrestling fan. Like you couldn't tell me I wasn't a rock at one point. Like like that was my like I ain't gonna
Ah,
front because like I ain't gonna front like I used to like at being a kid, like I used to get depressed a lot. I was the quiet kid that got, picked on or bullied or so on and so forth. That started at a young age. But like where my confidence came is like when my first favorite wrestler was Goldberg. Like I started watching wrestling in '98. I had to have been five or five, about to be six. And I was watching WCW and Goldberg was just this big monster of a dude that and he was like a human Incredible Hulk. I love that, and I love that. So I was captivated, and then I turned on another channel and I saw what was called WWF at the time,
mm-hmm.
WWE, and I seen this dude. He was wearing a Versace shirt with like a fade with shades on, and he had the belt. And he looked
That's
like
what the
me. It
belt
was like, and he looked like me. And I'm like, who's this black dude with the belt here? And he was roasting people. I'm like,
was.
who is this? And I got and so like the moment I seen that, he became my favorite wrestler,
Okay.
and that was The Rock. So because for one, that was the first time I seen a wrestler that was the world champion that looked like me
Yeah.
personally. So
Yeah.
that literally I did a Black History paper on him when I was in
Oh
elementary
wow.
school. Like so Luke and so the young Keon wanted to be a pro wrestler. I wanted to be a pro wrestler when I was little. That was my first passion. So
That's where the belt comes from to the to date.
that's where that came. That's where
That's
that
where
comes
it came
from.
from. It all comes together.
Yep.
It all comes together. Because I
I'm still a
remember,
fan, and I'm still a fan.
yes,
So
yes. Because I remember, like you always, at one point, you would have the belt across your shoulder,
mhm.
and it was
Mhm.
what was the story? Now I know.
Yeah.
Now I
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So let me ask you this: thinking back to young Keon, what is now that you are K Quick, I mean, you're still Keon, but what would be some advice as an older, mature self that you would give young Keon? Looking back, if you could have a conversation with yourself.
If I was to be blunt with myself, I would just remind myself that you're a warrior. Stay consistent. Don't ever stop. Just don't ever stop. And if anybody gets in your way, go through them.
Mhm.
That's
Good,
what I. That's what I tell the young me. Hmm.
good, good. All right. So then it led up to the intro of what, age 11?
The intro of what?
Music.
Wow.
Oh, rap.
Well, music has always been a part of my life because I grew up around music. Like my
Mm-hmm.
dad's a singer. I was a little kid watching him. He be down because his favorite singers are like my family. He's a reggae head, so like his favorite singer is Barris Hammond. So I'd be in the basement while he's like on the karaoke machine singing the songs and all that stuff, and I'd be watching them. So he's the one who first opened me up to this whole music to the whole music world, and then the first music that I got into by myself as a child was I actually have a picture of him on this wall. There's Michael Jackson, my favorite artist. The first album I ever had, and I'm showing our age here, first album I ever had was on a cassette tape, and it was the Bad album.
Yes.
So, and I had two cassette tapes, the Bad album and the Jackson 5 Greatest Hits. And I was just walking around, I was running around singing Jackson 5 songs. And that's kind of how the singing voice um develop early as a young at a young age and all that stuff. So, but as far as how it became a passion, like when I was like when I was like seven, I was seven. That's when I probably wrote my first rap. Cause granted, when I was seven, like that's when what like Bow Wow and all them were popping. So it's like that. Me and my friends were just excited there was a kid that was close to our age that was out there
Yeah.
rapping, and I did it at first just to see if I could do it. So me and my friends would just write stuff, and at recess just start rapping what we wrote and all that kind of stuff. But it wasn't until I was about mm, 9 or 10 that's when I took it serious because that's when my first favorite rap because my first favorite rap song when I was five, just to go back a little bit, was Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes had the woo got you all that
Oh,
check like that.
mm-hmm.
Because Busta Rhymes is my dad's favorite rapper.
Okay.
And I got into Bone because my brother and my dad were big fans of them. And one of my earliest memories of them had to have been four. I was at my cousin's house and Crossroads was on TV, the music video. But that's not what made me a fan. It was just on the TV. I knew I liked the song, but when I was older, like around seven, and they had once again cassette tapes. My dad and brother had their album Art of War,
Okay.
and I heard the song Look Into My Eyes. That's
Mm-hmm.
the song that made me a fan of theirs.
Wow.
That's the song that
Wow.
made me a fan of theirs, and I was obsessed like ever since. So it was hearing them. That's when I said, I think I know I really want to rap now. So
Yes.
so
That's
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 when,
dope. That is
yeah,
so dope. And what
hmm
age were you?
7. I was like 7 or yeah, I was like 7 or 8. I was like 7 or 8 when I became a fan of theirs. But then by the time I hit like 9 or 10, that's when I said, "That's what." Now I'm for sure. That's what I want to be. I want to be a rapper.
Awesome. And
I want to
then
make music.
and then years later,
Hmm.
dreams come true.
They do. Hmm.
So let's talk present. Present,
Hmm.
quick right now. Let's talk about um pre-sign. Let's talk about the phone call. How did you find out that you were being signed to Bone Thugs and Harmony Records?
Well, well, firstly, leading up to the phone call, one thing that I always try to do, like, because my mentor is Flesh and Bone,
Yes.
and that's my OG. And when he literally made the decision, all right, I'm gonna take him as well as the other fellas he selected under the wing. I knew I did everything that I felt was my part that I had to do. I basically showed up.
Yes.
Everything I had to show I showed up just to I had to prove that I'm all in.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime they were in the DMV or anytime they were in the DMV, I'd hit up my OG and say, "Hey, I'm pulling up. I'm gonna show love, so on and so forth." And I just be there just to support him. And then it went from just showing up to support to him wanting me to open up for them and be the headliner of the openers. Like I would literally for a large portion of the tour, I was blessed and fortunate enough to be the act that would come on stage right before Bone comes on stage. So I would be the last thing the audience sees before the headliners, my OGs, come on stage. So that was and I think that, and for real, I feel like that was part of the test because that's a big responsibility to carry.
Yeah.
That's a big responsibility. Most because some people, I can imagine that some people would either take that and the nerves would get to them, or they would they would drop the ball. Me, I took that and it amped me.
Yes.
I was like, okay, I got you. So like I was like, all right, I got you. So
Activated.
I go like that just activated me.
Yes.
It activated me. So and basically he taught the OG tossed me the ball and see if to see what I can do with it. And every time he tossed me the ball, I slam dunked that joint and broke the glass. Every time I made it a mission. So I wanted to prove myself at any point at every point I could to assure him that he made the right decision investing and pouring into me like he did.
Yes.
And years later, coming to the present year, I actually after several conversations and so on and so forth and back and forth between me and my OG, I just get I get an email. I had to pull over. I was driving at the time. As soon as I saw the notification on my phone, I had to pull over. and then and then he either and then he called me. I can't remember if I called him or he called me, but we had a conversation. I just spent the whole conversation expressing my gratitude and so on and so forth.
Mm.
We spoke a lot of we have a lot of spiritual conversations and so on and so forth. He always uplifts me, and I always return it. And return it, we uplift each other. So from then on, basically everything went to my management team. So after conversations back and forth, negotiations, legal, all that kind of good stuff, the ink dried on the paper, and we here.
Ooh. Yes,
So
buddy.
because granted, these things take time. Now, granted, I received the initial offer in January of this year,
Okay.
but things happen. But once we handle things the right way and go through the proper protocols and procedures, things happen exactly when where the way they're supposed to happen, and it landed right where it needed to land at the perfect time. So and
That's
and granted, when it happened, and granted, at the time that it happened, we were able to make an entire event out of it that not only put the spotlight on me, even it wasn't just that K Quick, kid from PG County got signed. It put the spotlight on Maryland as a
yes.
whole, and that was my entire mission. There's a reason why I got on stage or I got on camera and I had the flag wrapped around me.
I
You
love
know, there's a reason why I had that. You
you.
know, I got you, Maryland. I got you. Just know if
Mm.
don't let I get on stage anytime I'm in Maryland. I said just remember Maryland. If nobody else got you, I got you. So
I love that. Oh gosh, you make me so proud for being a Marylander, as well as it, my name being Maryland Monroe. So what makes K Quick different from other artists in today's hip hop landscape?
nobody has the same approaches. Nobody can approach a project the way I approach it. I just have a different way of thinking, a different view, a different mindset. Like literally nobody can do what I do the way I do it. I have a distinct delivery style and approach that is easily identifiable to where you can listen to it and say that's K Quick.
That's
Like
right.
I don't sound like anybody. You can you can hear who I'm influenced by,
Right.
but I take my influences and I made my own thing out of it. So the same way, matter of fact, the same way, just as an example, Michael Jackson took James Brown, Fred Astaire, he took like Jackie Wilson, he took Sammy Davis Jr., he took all these people
Yes.
and did his own thing. But at the same time, when you look at Michael Jackson, you say, that is Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson became his own genre. You can, if
Yeah,
some people do any type of moves, even moves he didn't create, he made them so famous they're synonymous with him. So
that's right.
people are don't even say the name of the move. They saying, "Oh, he doing Michael Jackson's move."
Yep.
That's I mean that is literally that's carving. That's taking all these influences you have and doing the fusion dance with it, and all of a sudden you have your own lane. That
Yes.
that's what That's what I am. So basically, because when somebody says like I'm different, I'm on some other type of
Right.
stuff. With me, you gotta go to some other stuff, go behind it, and then flip it over. Then you'll
Big boy.
find me.
That's right. Then I'm there.
That's where you find me.
Right.
That's how different I am. So
You are. So through your evolution of being Keon and into K Quick, and just your style even, has anything significantly changed and evolved from when you first started rapping until now?
the only thing that evolved is I started use I as I get more and more ideas, I start unlocking all of these different weapons and these different abilities that I didn't even realize I had.
Mm,
Which makes me even more different. That's like for it like one of the main things that you can say that actually not that you can say you can definitely say that Bone inspired me to do because I'm a good singer, and they inspired me to like combine the rapping and the singing and so on and so forth because they invented the sing and rap flow and all that stuff. But I do it in a different way. I do it in a different approach,
right.
but trace it back. They made that style famous. That's them. Harmony. So, but it's not even just that. It's just different ways of using my voice. I've been able to tap in to the use of my voice itself as a musical instrument.
Yeah.
So I've used my voice in ways that I didn't know was possible. So and also I'm influenced by like all genres. I'm not just an R&B and hip hop
Right.
guy. I'm a reggae head. I love rock, metal. I love all these things.
Yeah.
You know, I love classical music. I love opera. I'm a student of the art.
Yeah.
So which is why you can't really just categorize me as a rapper, singer, or whatever. I'm an artist. I'm a creator of art. So I never know where my inspiration is going to drive me from day to day. It's like however it pours out of me and whatever it becomes of it, that's what it was meant to be because that's exactly where it led me at that current time. So,
Yes.
so
I
um,
agree.
if anything, over time, the more and more as time goes on, more and more things just unlock that I integrate into what I already do, and it creates something even better. It's just my arsenal just gets heavier and heavier, pretty much.
Yes. So before you hit the stage, like when you were doing the openings and things for Bone, what does the preparation look like? Like, what is that preparation before you hit that stage or any stage?
I say a prayer. I bless the show, and I bless the
Mhm.
show, the venue, everyone in it. I pray everybody has a good time. Everybody is safe and makes it home safe. And after that, at that point, I just give it to God. You know, whatever nervousness I had, because I'm always nervous before every performance. But after I say that prayer, I, I'm not nervous anymore because now it's out of my hands. God
That's right.
got it. So yeah, actually, shout out to my sister Grind. She actually caught me one time. It's on my Instagram. We were in at the rave in Milwaukee, and I was backstage. It was right we were back I was backstage in like this little secluded area, and she was actually just filming like the backstage area, and she caught a moment of me like just taking the knee and just praying. She caught like a
Yeah.
personal moment where I was just praying and whatnot, and I posted it just to for that reason, I just got y'all got to. That was just a peek at at a very personal moment of mine that I didn't mind sharing. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that is especially it being a genuine moment that she captured just,
hmm
by filming. That is something that, to be proud of, that you even know that it's something bigger than yourself,
hmm
you know. And speaking of your voice, it is very unique. It is. I remember the sound effects, the character voices, the oh my gosh, you definitely have range.
I
You
do, I
have
do.
you
I
have
will say that comes from spending a lot of time by yourself. You talk you talk to yourself a lot. I mean, I do voiceover acting too, so
you do.
yeah. There was one voiceover project I did with the Carmen Online Theater where I voiced like 6 or 7 different characters, and none of them sounded alike. You would have never known that it
Oh
was
my
me doing.
god.
You would have never known it was me doing 7 people. You would have never known. You would have thought it was 7 different people doing those characters. But hey, that was a shout out to Leanne Moonraven. Like shit, that's her company and all that stuff. And yeah. So, but yeah, I definitely back in the Periscope days. You got to meet a lot of personalities during that
I mean, just I was like, who is this guy? What is going on? You just you're so. I love the layers of you, and I think each year, because it's been over a decade now, right? But
It
each
has,
year,
dang,
yes,
it
yes.
has.
I think each year, I think I learn and see a different layer of you,
mm, mm.
and again, it's still a genuine, like the foundation's still always there. It never shifted. But
I
I
mean,
always learn and see you in a different way. Again, like the acting. Let's talk about the acting. Okay. Let's talk about, like, again, we're here for, the record label signing. We're here, but we're here for you because this is all things K Quick. This is the journey, the current, the past, and present. But
indeed, indeed.
let's talk about this acting.
Hmm. What about it? What you want to know?
Okay, so the what first of all, I never saw it, but I love the promo for Best Friend, I believe.
Bestie,
The
bestie.
bestie.
Yeah, the bestie.
Okay. Okay. That's a side I could see that it could be really you. If you know, you know. But tell me how you prepared for that. Like, cause every psycho is a kind man or kind woman.
Well, with that, well, firstly, when it comes to acting, if everybody who follows me in my career, everything down to my music videos, they don't just look like music videos. They're filmed like movies because
Yes.
and there's a lot of layers and depth to them because that's a visual art to
Yes.
me. You know, I take that as an opportunity to take what I did in the irregular stance and ocularly enhance it. You
Yes.
know, so it's so with acting, that's another thing I was always into as a child. I was I was a movie buff, and like the movies I would watch as a kid would kind of shock you. It was like this shows I'm different because like when I was like 5 years old, I was watching like movies that my grandmother would have around. Like one of the movies I would watch all the time is Old Yeller. And all that like and I thought I was Travis. Like my grandfather had like an old broken
Oh,
axe handle, and I would pretend that was a shotgun. You know what I mean? And this is the crazy thing. I still have that same axe handle. I still have,
I bet.
and I do. It still is in my matter of fact. In my music video, stuck the stick I'm holding in my hand. That's the axe handle from when I was a
Wow.
kid. You know,
Wow.
so yeah. But anyhow, I've been. Every time I would watch a movie that I loved, there was always a character that I pretended to be. I would learn all their lines. I would recite them in the mirror. I try to dress like them and literally act out the whole movie and all that kind of stuff. So that's so theater and acting has always been another hidden passion of, well, not really hidden, but another passion of mine. And I developed a passion. Shout out to Sargus Media. He was basically the mentor of. He used to shoot my music videos when I first broke in professionally, musically, and he basically showed me the behind the camera as well as while I was handling in front of the camera, because I was never afraid to ask questions. I was always curious and so on and so forth. And it was because of him I got into filming my own music videos and so on and so forth. Now, fast forward into the acting thing, back to your question. As far as the bestie goes, that film is actually it's in preparation for global distribution. Shout out to Global Square Productions, Eagle 45 Media. You know, it's actually in preparation for global distribution. We had two red carpet screenings. We had the initial debut screening, and then we had an encore screening, and both had amazing responses from both of the different audiences. So be on the lookout for that coming soon. Now, the character itself. See, of course, you want to get to that one. Now, the character itself. When I take on a character, I try to get into that character's mind by finding something in that character that I can relate to, and when I find it, I latch on to it, and that's how I stay in the character's mind. Now, I'm in a lot of situations. The quote unquote bad guy doesn't just wake like I use like the Joker from Batman, for example.
Yes.
Everybody loves the Joker. I
I
do.
love
And Batman's my favorite superhero too, and Joker's my favorite
Bill.
villain. You
Hmm.
know, but Joker didn't just wake up one day and said, "You know what? I'm gonna just go around and do bad things." A lot of bad guys, a lot of these villains are created.
That's
A
right.
lot of these things stem from something traumatic that triggered them into becoming what they ended up being. And
True.
that was the case for my character. It was me diving into the character's background and really going into the story to, like, when you see my character, or when you see a character, when you see my character, he's one of those guys, like, he's like the Joker, he's like Killmonger, he's like Thanos.
Yeah.
It's like when you see these things these people are doing, it's like, okay, that is bad, but I understand. You
Yeah.
know what
Right.
I'm
Right.
saying?
Absolutely.
I understand.
Yeah. It's
So
some empathy there still, even though you're like,
yeah,
yeah.
you feel
Oh,
you actually relate to him,
yeah.
and you understand why he became that way, and you actually look at you actually look at the person that is the targeted that's basically the target of all these things in a different light, because now you seeing a layer of this quote unquote anti hero esque bad guy person. A layer is peeled back, and there's vulnerability there. So
Yes.
now it's like, how at the same time, even though this is over, this approach and what he's doing is pretty much over the line. It's
Yes.
pretty much gone past the point of no return. But dang, look what made him look what put him there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at the cause. Right.
Look at the cause of that.
Yeah.
And like, what would, like, what it would it makes a person think, like, how would I react if this happened to me? Or
Yeah.
where would I be, or what would I do if this happened to me? So it's mainly the what you can see from the trailer in itself. There is the nice guy. He's like all these. There's a nice guy, and it's kind of the same way I kind of looked at Woodrow from Water. that's out on Tubi and Amazon Prime. Like my first lead role, the thing I related to him was he has a switch, good side, bad side. He's this guy, but then he's that guy. There's a switch there, but
Mhm.
that switch was due to something else. That's the only thing that has in common with this. Now with him, with this character whose name it with this character I play, excuse me, who's in the movie Bestie. As the film goes on, you see what triggered him. It's like you see where the switch happened. You see who turned the switch on, and you see
Mhm.
what made him that way. And for real, you feel sorry for him in a
Yeah.
sense. Like I said, it's not that he just is a terrible person to be terrible. Some it's circumstances will like it's I'll say this. Hurt people. That's where that's where my character in this film
Yeah.
stands. That's what that phrase hurt people.
Yes.
That's this character right here.
Yes. That's true. That is so true. But your every bit of your visual promo, movies, videos, even I'm gonna be honest with you, even your promo, your pictures, they are very deep.
Hmm.
Very deep. Like again, you have one picture of you wearing the crown with your head tilted, and I could see. I don't know if K Quick has an alter ego, but I could see it's something there.
I'll say this: I don't have alter egos. I have personalities. I'll say this: I got like 16 personalities, and all of them make up Keon. And
Gotcha.
K Quick is the rapper. That's one of them. So
Gotcha.
yeah. So yeah,
Gotcha.
you good. So yeah, that animated that
Yes.
one with the crown.
Yes.
That's 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 K Quick. You know, that's the one that's carrying the crown, letting everybody know I got you. You know, I got it. You
That's
know. Hmm. So and it's very and that's actually a still shot that was pulled from my latest music video, oddly actually. So yeah, that's actually one of my favorite photos of me. That's actually like as of right now, that's one of the photo you're
as
describing is one of my
yeah.
favorite photos of me.
Mine as well. Mine as well. So I have a lot of people that are tuned in. Thank you so much for tuning in for this epic exclusive interview with K Quick.
Hmm.
This is definitely an amazing opportunity. And one person, actually my co-host, my cousin, she asked, Green Eyes, is there a bone collab on the way? Enough said.
You never know. I will say if you want to hear me rap alongside my OG Flesh and Bone of Bone Thugs and Harmony, make sure y'all go check out his album Living Legend, his EP Living Legend that's on all streaming platforms. I'm on two of his singles. I'm on the To the Bone remix, and the music video for that is out as well. And I'm also on his single Murder Music, and the music video for that is out. So if you wanna, and also you can catch me on the track with Lazy Bone on the Thuggin remix. That's me, HC the Chemist, Raid and Rush, and Lazy Bone. That's on that music video is out as well. And from what I understand, that may be on the Eyes on the Prize 2 project, I think. So hey, keep your eyes peeled. But if you want to hear me rap alongside the OGs, make sure y'all check those records out. Check those visuals and videos out.
Awesome. So okay, we're almost there, right? But like, as
Almost there.
artists,
Where we going?
we going through. We gonna go through the K Quick, um, past, present, and future. So to current, of course. What is some of the entering into the industry in this magnitude, just signing your deal? Like, what are
Mhm.
some of the business? And I know you have a team. Business challenges that you faced, or that has been a bump in the road during your signing or post your signing? Has it been
Well,
anything?
I'll say this because one thing that has benefited me greatly is
Mhm.
before I actually had a management team, I was managing myself. I was self-managing, which worked because I took it upon myself, like from I say from 20, like from what well actually yeah, from like 2016 on. That's when I just started interning. I started seeking counsel and consultations with industry personnel, with people who have the experience, everything from legal to, label, all these people who are prominent in the industry in my area, ironically.
Yeah.
Like, God rest his soul, rest in peace, Uncle Yank. He's one of them who taught me like the game. I took it upon myself to, because the art comes easy. Coming
Yes.
in this studio, creating the art, recording, all that, that's the easy part. That's the fun part. That's only 10%. You
Yeah.
gotta, I had made it a mission to learn the business. I had to learn how the industry worked. I had to learn how this machine worked. I had to learn the recipe to the meal, which is exactly why Beats Bars and Faith ENT is doing what it's doing. This is why I was able to take off how I took off. Like when I met my old when I connected with Bone, I already had a buzz. Like I was already
Right.
climbing. I was already climbing. Like my album Asylum had blown up. My single Mosh Pit had blown up. I was it was I was going off. I was already going on all cylinders, and they and me connecting with my OGs took everything to new levels. Like they completely changed the trajectory of my career. Just
Yeah.
and I'm forever grateful for them. And I express my gratitude to them every time. I'm sure OG Flesh is probably he probably tired of me saying thank you, but I told him he gonna have to get used to it.
That's
but
right. That's right.
but anyways, but anyhow, I made it a mission to learn the business. So and I pride myself in being a great businessman. You can ask anybody who I've done business with, and everybody will say all the same that they enjoy doing business with me because I don't, for one, nobody can say I've done bad business. That's number one. And number two, I'm so prominent. I'm so poignant on business ethics.
Yes.
I'm so stern with staying to the term business is business. I'm straight to the business, and it's because of that my business with me runs so smoothly.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why people love working with me, because when it's time for business, it's time for business, and that's how that goes. So I say all that to say this: the main struggle, like in the industry, is when it gets to the point where I can, because one of the things I went to school for is PR, public relations and all that. So when it comes to marketing, when it comes to media and all these things, that's my strong suit. That's where I'm great at. So
Right.
when it came to marketing and all these kinds of things, I was able to excel in that retrospect. And I was able to teach that to my team. That's also why Leticia Soul is taking off, how she's taking off. That's why Grind is taking off, how she's taking off. Adonis Progress is taking off, doing great
Yeah.
things, and so on and so forth. So the team is flourishing. So when it comes to the point where, and it's important to know the business, because when it comes time for you to hire people to handle business for you, like for instance, I went pretty much my entire career self-managing. So I got with my first management team. So when it comes time for you to hire people like management or work with marketing companies, if you know how to do all this yourself, if you
Yeah.
know the ins and outs of everything, you'll know whether somebody is doing their job or not.
That's right.
So the main bump that I ran into was with The first manager that I signed on with, to make a long story short, he was this person was not doing their job, and literally the work I was putting in is like, so for one, I basically throughout the relationship I had with this person, I was still self managing. It's like I was still making my own moves and whatnot because I don't wait on anybody. If he's not gonna, if this person isn't gonna work, I'm gonna do everything. And so it got to the point where when our agreement and when it came to the time when our contract was up, there was no renewal there. Like we cordially and professionally handled all the vessels needed to professionally conclude where where our agreement allowed us to,
Yeah,
and we went from there. So the team I have around me now, they are working diligently. The team I have now are actually the ones who negotiated and closed the and sealed the deal with Bone Thugs and Harmony Records and so on and so forth. And they're working also with my other distribution deal I have with Bungalow Records and Universal Music Group. So it's all about, and it's kind of when you, especially when you already know the business, it's kind of trial and error when finding your team. You kind of gotta go through because management kind of cycles in and out in the industry a lot of times until you find
that's right.
that right team that literally works. And I personally feel, based on the results that are garnering, excuse me, that are flourishing right now, the results that I'm gaining and that we are garnering and so on and so forth, that the team I have is a well-oiled machine. So it's that's probably the biggest hurdle in the industry.
Yeah,
And that's just finding the team, because for me, being that I'm so used to just being in control of everything, that was actually, I guess, finding the team was the second hardest. The hardest thing was me getting used to not having to manage.
yes,
So,
yes.
because I'm used to
Delegating,
just being in
delegating.
control.
Yep.
I'm used to making sure personally that everything that this deal gets handled, this paperwork gets signed, this deal gets
Yeah,
negotiated properly, so on and so forth. And I had to learn how to turn the reins over to,
yeah,
my trusted partners.
yes,
So yeah, so that would probably be the biggest thing that I had to learn, and
yeah.
in stepping up to this next level that I'm on right now.
Yes, I understand that. Well, at my low level, I understand that. It is. It's hard to delegate, especially when you feel like you're such a good leader, and you
Hmm.
a leader typically does know how it's ran, right?
Of
They
course.
know the foundation of it all. They know how it's ran, and a leader does teach
Hmm.
the custom way you need your machine to run. That is
Hmm.
going to work for this vessel. Because I mean, every standard management practice doesn't work for every vessel.
Correct.
It just doesn't. So you customize certain things in certain areas to fit you. And so yes,
Hmm.
it's hard to release that, like to delegate it and to let it just breathe.
Yeah. But once you do that, that's when you find out if that is the right team.
That's right.
Cause like I'll say this, cause you're a lady, a well kept one. Cause I never seen you slack for as long as I've known you. I never seen you slack once. This woman here has her makeup on, her nails done, her hair, everything. All that stuff. So if you
All the
go
time.
and get your nails done and you look at the job once it's completed and you say to yourself, I can literally do my nails better than this. You're going to think, why in the world am I paying her when I could have done this?
True.
That's what I had to do. Like if I hired you to do a job and I'm doing your job better than you and gaining the results that I want and you're not,
That's right.
there's a problem.
That's right. That's true.
So so yeah.
That's true. That's true. So, if someone did not ever hear about who K Quick is, if they're living under a rock, a house, I don't know where they would be, and you were to say, This is who I am. What song would you tell them to first play or listen to?
Oh, wow, that is a good. I would tell them to. All right. So let me regurgitate the question just to make sure I got this right. If somebody's living under a rock and doesn't know who K Quick is, and I had to tell them to listen to a song,
Mm-hmm.
there's a couple,
Okay.
but I will say the first one that popped in my head.
Okay.
And I think you're going to like the answer. Circle. That's the song I tell them to play.
I love that song. I love not just the song, the visual, the
Oh
video.
yeah. Yeah, that's when you see all the layers of me. So
And
you'll see that's the dark, the light, that's kind of everything.
yeah,
So
it almost felt like brought tears to my eyes. Like I love the song. And like you said, you can see it in the
hmm
video like that. So if you heard of K Quick, of course, I'm sure you did, but go to his YouTube and look at the video and listen to the song Circles.
one
The
of my
future,
favorites. Yeah.
the future. What's next for K Quick? What's next? What do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I see myself wherever the trail takes me. That's- I'm just walking. I follow the trail. I just walk the trail that God set me on, and wherever it took me 5 years from now, that's where I was supposed to be.
That's right.
Because, and just know, I tried my best along the way.
That's
I
right.
did. I did my absolute best, and everything you get from me was my best.
Yeah. What is your dream collaboration? Like what collab would you like to
Dead,
make?
dead or alive, or just, or,
Let's go. You know we do this. We do this on TikTok.
well, there's only if we're saying dead or alive, or I'll put this in TikTok words so you can share it on TikTok. Alive or unalive.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Let's clean that up.
Alive or unalive, my dream collaboration is Michael Jackson
Yes.
because I know whatever galaxy or planet that I go
Mm,
to pull this creative collaboration or to pull this creativity out of me for a collaboration like that, more than likely he's already over there.
yes.
So wherever galaxy I gotta go to cultivate the creativity that gets pulled out of me, he's already sitting up there waiting for me
Yes, he is.
because he already been there a billion times over. So
Yes.
he's the one where he's gonna pull the alien out of me because I gotta meet him where he is. And that is something astronomical to even imagine as a
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah. I agree. So I want to ask a question, but you just really you're such a great storyteller, like and through your lyrics and just even through conversation.
hmm
Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
do you see yourself ever writing a book?
Yes. Yes. Actually, ironically, I think I have one already written. But now that's an exclusive for you.
Exclusive.
So now now I gotta explain this. So back in college, I did a final in psychology. And I got to, and for one, there's a phrase that I coined. I'm not gonna tell you all yet,
Okay.
but long story short, I had to come up with a psychological theory
Okay.
for one of my psychology courses. And I was stuck on what it should be. So I went to my professor. She and I sat down. She was I forgot her name, but she was a Hispanic lady, very cool. She and funny too. She was very cool and very funny, so on and so forth. And me and her just had a conversation, you know. And I was telling her I'm kind of stuck on what stuck on what to write about, but she and I just had a conversation, and I explained, and I can tell you this: I watch, and for those of y'all who want to go deeper in my archives, this is some homework for you. So she learned more about me. She learned more about me being a artist and so on and so forth, a rapper. And she asked to hear something, and I rapped a verse for her. I actually rapped my verse from my song "Solitary Confinement." That's from my very first album.
Mm-hmm.
So she got very excited. She was very impressed when she heard that. And then I talked about other things from that project because at the time that was the only album I had out. I had
Right.
that and I had the mixtape that I was working on. He's still here. Actually, I put that out around the time I met you.
Okay.
So anyways, there's another song I had called Tales from the Backwoods on my first album.
Okay.
And I have a music video for that out right now. And there's a monologue that I wrote that I say in the beginning of the music video. And I said that to her. And she's like, "That's it. That's your final." I'm like, "Huh?" She's like,
Woo!
"What you just did, that's your final. That's what you need to expand on." I'm like, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah." So I decided to turn that final that I wrote into a book and publish it and publish that theory. So if anybody wants to get a hint of what that is, look up K Quick featuring Mr. TMG Tales from the Backwoods on YouTube. So
So the question, you know, you're my brother from another. My question to you is, with this interview, after you signed your major record label with your dream group to be on their record label,
mhm,
later weeks later you reach out to me. It was actually my birthday week. I don't know
mhm.
if you realize that. It was my birthday week. And you
Yeah, you
said
were
to
on your birthday. Yeah, you were on
yeah,
vacation.
yep. You said to me, "Hey, sis, I want you to get an exclusive of me signing with Bone Thugs."
Hmm.
Why me?
Why you? All right. Why you? That is a very good question. So, because for one, this goes back to what I said. For one, this goes back to what I said before. You never forget the real ones who supported you, from the jump. And it's just ironic you have a platform that you're building. It's the irony. I don't believe in coincidences.
That's right.
And I knew whatever you asked me, it was going to be more than likely something I never was asked before.
Yeah.
And I knew it was going to come from somewhere genuine, So, and if I wanted my first interview after getting signed with anybody, I wanted to give that to somebody who, for one, who I personally seen work hard to build a brand and so on and so forth, and who personally seen me work to get to where I am.
Yeah.
And it's just ironic that it happened to be Marilyn Monroe,
Yeah.
formerly known as Mocha.
You won't let that go.
Never.
Never.
So why you? Because you a real one.
Mm.
In short and simple and plain terms. And you a real one. And literally, I feel if anybody has deserved or earned the exclusive, this is my, I will say this. I look at it as this is me paying it forward. If I can't thank you enough for the support that you and our Periscope circle has shown me from
Yes, I
way
would.
back when I was just online freestyling everybody's comments and all that kind of stuff. So this is also a thank you. I also look at this as me saying thank you to you. And I think and live on this show, I'm saying this in front of my audience, your audience, Miss Marilyn Monroe. I thank you.
Bro, I thank you so much. I
Don't
mean,
don't 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 cry your makeup out now.
okay,
Don't do
okay,
that. Well, go ahead. You can. This will boost
okay,
you.
okay. You know, I really appreciate you. Because again, like I said, you've never shifted at all.
Hmm.
You never shifted. You've always been such a kind, again, respectable business. I see the man develop you. Like I remember when you used to go to school and work.
Yeah, I used to go live
Yes.
going driving to school.
Yes.
I used to go live on my break.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Yes.
you seen everything.
Yes. So the man you've become, like I it's I'm speechless. Like
Mm,
it's commendable. Um
mhm,
and I thank you. I thank you for what you're doing for the culture. I thank you for what you're doing for our home state of Maryland.
mhm.
I think it's amazing, because you are so genuine and you well deserve this. And I know you're gonna bring it home
Thank
five
you.
times over, a million times over. So thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you today on this exclusive, quick. So
I thank you for having me. Like anytime anybody allows me to grace their platform or feels like I'm worthy to grace their platform, the pleasure is always all mine. The
yes,
honor is all mine, Miss Monroe. So
thank you. So with that said, where can the good people Culture Club Conversations find Kate Quick? And what's next? What's the tours like? What's going on next?
well, firstly, you can find me at the Real K Quick on everything. The Real K Quick on everything. The website is imkquick.com. That's imk-quick.com. Stay tapped in. Follow Beats Bars and Faith on IG as well. All that good stuff. We got me and the team got a whole bunch of stuff like in Beats Bars and Faith. We got things coming that we are about to announce. So just stay tuned for that. There, you know, I'm always work. I got my next projects I'm working on. Make sure y'all check out the new single "Oddly" remix featuring Jesse Jane. All that good stuff, And as far as what else is coming up, we got a whole lot coming up. I can say this because actually, Flesh and Bone was just on a radio show. I want to say I forgot what state he was in, but he was just it's on YouTube. I actually just shared a clip of him and Big Sloan um on my stories. But and I'll probably share the link to the whole interview as well. But he was just on the radio, so he just announced that in October, Bone Thugs and Harmony will be holding their first 2-day festival. So you already know, and you already know who's going to be pulling up. So it's in October. It's going to be held in Michigan. So I need you to make your plans, Miss Marilyn Monroe, and pull up. So
I gotta make some plans. I gotta come out and see my brother.
But hey, there's a whole lot more. That much I can say because the OG already publicly announced it, and the first flyer is already out there as well. But all the flyer and the announcement with all the details should be coming out very very soon. And Bone Thugs and Harmony Records guy has a whole lot um on the rise right now, man. Shouts out to China the artist, shout out to Twan, shout out to everybody on the roster. So many to name. Shouts out to all the Detroit Mo Thugs. Shouts out to everybody. And just stay tuned. We got you.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for putting that on the map. Thank you so much for this conversation. And I will allow the culture to replay this and put
Yeah.
you rolling.
Oh, and shout out to my guy, Relentless Dre. He's from Charles County. I'm from PG County. He's from
Okay.
Charles County. He's also signed to BTNH Records as well. So shouts out to him. Shouts out to Burners Bar and Grill. It's Pipeline Network. We out here, yo. So hey,
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. You have a
I
great
thank you
night.
for
Yes.
having me. And if y'all not tapped in to Culture Club Conversations, y'all better stay tapped in and start subscribing. See, I did that one for you.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
That's the voice I know. Good night,
this
everybody.
voice right here. That's we got to.
Good night, everyone. We love you so much. Oh, gosh. Bro, you